Tomorrow night, the world gathers for the Winter Olympics.
Before that happens, we wanted to take you to a place that reminds us something important. Sometimes the biggest moments in history happen in the smallest towns.
This is Lake Placid, New York.
We filmed this on a quiet summer day, long after the crowds were gone, and that's exactly why it still matters.
You ever wonder what happens to the Olympic venues once the Olympics are done?
I have.
I wonder weird stuff like that all the time. But we're not far from Lake Placid. That was the site of the 1980s Miracle on Ice Olympics. Let's do that.
That sounds like a great idea. Let's go.
Right.
Lake Placid hosted the Winter Olympics twice, but the real story is what became of this little mountain town after the cameras left. Welcome to Back Roads and Front Porches, where the stories of small-town America come to life. From hometown helpers to those keeping traditions alive, we're exploring the people, places, and moments that make these towns feel like home. So grab a seat on the front porch and a glass of lemonade and join us as we discover America's stories. Lake Placid. It looks like a quiet little Adirondack town when you drive in, but this road leads to a place where history was made, twice. And right up ahead, the Olympic Center, home to 2 winter games, 2 arenas, and a legacy that still echoes today. The story of the modern Olympics begins in 1896. Lake Placid first took the world stage in 1932 when this little mountain town hosted the Winter Games. The museum even lets you step into the shoes of a ski jumper, looking out from the top, imagining what it feels like to fly. Fast forward to 1980, the games returned. Every venue had to have a future use, a promise that nothing built here would be left behind. It's the very question we asked at the start of our journey. Opening ceremonies, displays of the events, and then one man dominated the headlines, Eric Heiden. They called him the Man of Gold after winning 5 gold medals in speed skating. And then the hockey team. Equipment from that night, and Al Michaels' famous words, "Do you believe in miracles?" The scoreboard still tells the story, USA 4, Russia 3. From the museum, the path leads to the arenas themselves. The 1932 rink, now the Jack Shea Arena, honors the first American to win Olympic gold in speed skating. Huge photos line the walls, reminding you of the moments that put Lake Placid on the world stage. And just steps away, the Herb Brooks Arena, where the Miracle on Ice took place. Today, both rinks are still alive year-round, open for skating, hockey, and events that keep Olympic history part of everyday life.
We can zip line. Let's do that.
Are you kidding?
I am not kidding. That'd be so much fun.
No, I don't think so. Are you ready for the jump?
Jump.
Jump.
No.
Ski jump.
No, zip. Zip.
Ski jump.
I'm not jumping nothing. I'm zipping.
Here we are, headed to the top of the biggest tower.
Biggest tower on the ski jumps?
Yep, we're on the sky ride, but she convinced me.
She's the cat's mother.
Okay, you convinced me that we're going to do the zip line, but I might be a bit scared. So let's go.
I don't have enough sense to be scared.
Climbing the stairs, the towers only seem to get taller. Looking up, it's hard to imagine anyone brave enough to launch from here. We watched the folks ahead of us take off. Let's just say the ride was fast, high, and unforgettable. What were your thoughts?
I literally thought I was gonna have to put my feet out at the end to stop me because I didn't see any stoppage. I thought, I'm gonna have 2 broken legs. But no.
But it stopped.
It stopped. It stopped. That was a hard stop.
It was. Would you do it again?
I would absolutely do it again because I really didn't see anything go on around me.
We'll watch the video back to see that. Okay, now it's time to go to the top of the ski jump.
Wow. Where is, all the way up there?
The big tall tower. The big tall tower.
Which
up
big
there?
Tall tower?
Way up there.
Well, they don't see that.
They do now.
Oh.
The real challenge loomed above us. We walked toward the elevator, craning our necks at the takeoff ramp that launches athletes into the sky. Inside, the lift carried us to the top, and the view was staggering. A short film reminded us how Lake Placid brought the games here and what it took to keep them alive. Back down below, we learned how Olympians still train year-round with surfaces that mimic snow in the summer. In the winter, do they take this off?
Nope.
So the snow just stays on.
So in the winter, it stays on the hill as well, all the way down. Workers will go out and hook giant cargo nets, attach them right to the hill, and then the cargo net allows us to build snow off.
Downtown Lake Placid is filled with small-town surprises. We started our morning at Big Mountain Creperie. Good coffee, good food, and that Adirondack welcome you can taste. From there, we wandered into a shop called A Christmas to Remember. And Mary, she found a towel that read, "Dear Santa, my husband is the naughtiest one." By evening, we landed at Smoke Signals, right on the shore of Mirror Lake. The view was incredible and the food was every bit as good. The perfect spot to close the day as the sun set across the water. Just outside of town, Whiteface Mountain rises over the Adirondacks. We pulled in, grabbed our gondola tickets, and started the climb. At the top, the views were nothing short of breathtaking. From the gondola station, a short hike through the woods led us to overlooks that seemed to stretch forever. Bart and Carla decided to climb this big rock for a view from the top, while Mary and I stayed planted firmly on the ground. With one last look across the mountains, we turned back toward the gondola for the ride down, carrying with us a little piece of Adirondack magic. From the base of Whiteface, the road climbs to the very top along the Veterans Memorial Parkway. At the end, you've got 2 choices, 426 steps up the back or an elevator through the mountain itself. We started with the stairs, but after about 50 of them, we decided the elevator was the smarter call. At the summit, the views were unreal. A park worker pointed out the peaks. A sign marks the elevation, 4,867 feet above sea level. On the way back, we even stumbled on a small waterfall, a reminder that these back roads always hold one more surprise if you're willing to look. Thanks for coming along with us in Lake Placid. If you enjoyed the journey, hit subscribe and join us next week as we discover more small towns, big stories, and a few unexpected front porch moments